Hello and welcome. I'm Angle. Nice to meet you. I'm trying my hand out at this whole video thing. Apologies for the poor mic and audio setup, but I gotta make this video anyway. Because people are wrong on the internet. I know, shocking. But something must be done. So, okay. Anyway, Embers is my favorite mod. I love the alchemy system. People are complaining about it and not understanding it. I gotta do something. So, let's see. Anyway, think of it as an investment. Not as burnt resources. I know it can be frustrating sometimes, especially if you're new at it and you're trying to figure things out and things are confusing. I would also say, I know it's a challenge, but like most challenges, it will make you stronger in the long run if you stick at it and you figure it out. I know that's maybe not great consolation when you're in the heat of things and you're frustrated and fighting, but life. Anyway, let me see if I can give you a bit more actual experienced help, though. Oh, well, and first, also, an explanation for people complain about the advanced alchemy tools, like you needing to go through alchemy to get them, and it's basically for the same reason that you get the Swift Sneak in the ancient cities, where it would be most useful, is because it's, both because you'll get it when it's relevant, and also because you'll appreciate it more when you get it, and because, it serves as a nice reward. It also forces you to, to actually tackle the systems in question, and struggle with them, and, hopefully learn from them. But anyway, so okay, alchemy. To start off with, let's talk setup. So what do you need? You need an exchange tablet. You need some number of alchemy pedestals. You need, at least one alchemy pedestal. 6 is the full setup. 2 will get you a couple recipes, maybe something you care about, but usually not that much. 3 will generally get you several things that you care about and that are useful, but not like the full set. 4 will let you do all of the main progression items. So that is the technical minimum if you wanted to go through the core progression of the mod. 5 will get you most things. If generally you can get away with that. And 6, of course, is if you want the full setup and you want to get everything. Assuming you're not doing like a mod pack where they added recipes with 7 items or something. I don't even know if the mod supports those, but anyway. So, yeah, assuming you don't have a fancy mod pack with extra stuff, 6 will get you everything. Anyway, what else do you need? So you need a beam cannon, kind of pointed at your alchemy table. You need something to trigger it. Button is usually best. You need, you don't need the copper cell, but it's really handy. So, the reason I have the copper cell. It's, when you do alchemy, it's really useful to have the setup to do it in bulk. So, a copper cell, you can go and use that to store a bunch of extra energy. If we get one of these things, slap it on, you can see it has, 24,000. You slap it on this thing, you can see it only has 2,000, so that's a lot of extra energy. Also, using not just like the plain Ember receiver, but the Ember funnel and the Ember ejector, which are the upgraded receiver and sender, lets you move energy a lot faster, so you won't have to end up waiting on your beam cannon to recharge. That's really nice. Once you get to the point where you want to automate it, I found the hovering hourglass is the simplest and easiest way to do that. You can also go, of course, the downside of that is that you need to go and, manually turn it off when you're done, or it'll keep burning all your ember, but it's not too bad. In order to make it go, I found 19 blocks of sand will get you I think 19, maybe 20. I don't actually remember exactly how many I did, but I think it's 19 or 20 blocks of sand will let you go and time it so that it starts again precisely after it finishes, if I remember correctly. We'll test that out once I've got to the point where we want to try running it in bulk. But also, so chests, item extractors, and pipes are handy. You need to go for the pedestals, you need to have the pipes put into the top thing. You can automate output with a bin under the thing, and then a pipe, or an item extractor, lever, pipe, chest. And of course here you'll need to use the hammer to make sure that these connect the way you want them, but that's fairly standard for mods. Anyway, there you go. Oh yeah, and collect bulk materials and fill those things up with as much as you want. So first off, the Aspecti are randomized per recipe per world seed, in case you weren't aware. So you need to put in the items and the Aspecti that go on the pedestals. I'll show you how that works in a second. Yeah, those are randomized per world seed, so you need to figure them out each time. And you can't copy other people's things unless you're using the same world seed as them. But I'll show you how to figure those out. So, how do you actually do that? So, when a lot of people, when they go at this, they try and they guess the correct combination more or less by chance. I don't recommend doing it that way. What you actually want to do is prioritize gaining information. So, when you put in your Aspecti, if you don't know the correct thing, then instead of just trying to guess, you want to go and you want to select a combination to try that will tell you something even when it fails. So, how do you actually do that? Okay, let me do a practical demonstration. Start off with, we're going to try and make a code-breaking slate. Here's the stuff for it. We put, that goes there. It doesn't actually matter which of these things you put them in, but I don't know, I like to do it like this, so. Well, okay, it does matter which one you put on the exchange tablet, but the pedestals, it doesn't actually matter which materials goes in which pedestal, so long as they're all there and they're all present. So, okay, so that's the stuff for the exchange tablet, but, of course, we can't actually run it yet. We need Aspecti. So, let me see. Which ones? I believe it's copper and iron for this one, but let me check. Sorry, not doing Codebreaking Slate. Here it is. Yep. Oh, copper and lead. Alright, so we need some combination of copper and some combination of lead, but we don't know which is which until we actually run the recipe. So how do we figure that out? To start off with, I always go and I try them all with the same Aspecti. Now, there is a chance that this is the correct one. It's not required to use like one of each Aspecti. Like people say that, it's wrong. It can be any combination of Aspecti. But it's going to be some combination. So we start off like this. We go ahead, we fire the cannon, and our alchemy thing starts going. We watch, we wait. I believe it takes 20 seconds to go all the way through. There it is. So, not the correct thing, that's to be expected, but one glowing spot. So, okay. So, what that means, glowing spots means you have the correct thing, the correct Aspecti on the correct ingredient. Pale spots, if we had any, means the correct Aspecti on the wrong ingredient, and then whatever amount is left over, it means you have wrong Aspecti. It means you have an Aspecti that's not in the recipe at all. In this case, we have 3 ingredients, one glowing spot. That means 2 of our Aspecti aren't in this recipe at all, and 1 is. So we have 1 copper, and because there's only one other possibility here, that means we know we have 2 lead. So, where do our 2 lead go? Now again, we don't actually know which is which. We can, however, make a guess. It doesn't actually care which of these is in which spot, which means that I think we have a 2/3 chance here that one of these Archaic Bricks is the one that has the copper Aspecti on it, and a 1/3 chance that the copper Aspecti went on the alchemy pedestal, which means we can guess that it was probably on one of those Archaic Bricks. And, well, let's find out. Yeah, since there's only 2 possible, now that we know that it has 1 copper, and by a process of elimination 2 lead, we've narrowed it down to only 2 possible combinations that could work for this. And let's see, that was the sound when it goes off correctly. So there we are. We got it correct. There's our Codebreaking Slate. Now this thing is handy because you can throw in your alchemical waste, and it shows you it shows you what combination of items you tried for that waste, and how many of the things you got correct. So, pretty useful. But, let me see. So, okay. So there's a Codebreaking Slate. For our next recipe, let's try these Archaic Bricks. These are handy. Forgot the bricks themselves, didn't I? There we are. Okay. Let me see. Do I want to do the full set? Let's budget for 8. Pretty sure I can get it correct. 8 tries. That's the wrong place. Right. Yes. Okay. So, there's the setup for those. We need to swap out the Aspecti too. So, okay, what? We had iron and silver. Okay. So, 3 ingredients. We get iron, we get silver. Again, same as last time. We start out with all iron, and we see what happens. That was the sound of it being incorrect. But, no worries. We have this thing. Makes it easy. Okay, so 2 iron. By extension, that means 1 silver. And, same thing as last time. We have, 2/3 chance that our 1 silver goes on one of these things, and a 1/3 chance that it goes over here. So, we try that one first, and we see what happens. I'm actually kind of hoping to get this one wrong, so I can show you what that looks like. Well, no, I guess... Well, yeah. Yeah, I am hoping I get this one wrong, so I can show you what that... Nope. Okay. Well, there we have it. That's a successful recipe. And now this one's maybe slightly a bit harder, but not too crazy. What do we do here? This is one where you might, I mean, let's see, last one was also one you might want to go and mass produce, but this one too. So, again, doesn't actually matter which pedestals you put things in, so long as they're all in pedestals, but I like it this way. So, there's the stuff, and what is the recipe? Or what are the, okay, copper and iron. Simple enough. These, I forgot to take the other ones off, but that's fine. So, okay, let's start with all copper. There we are. And again, we fire it up and we see what happens. In this case, because this one has all the same on the edges, like, we're not even going to get pale dots here. We're going to go straight through and just, all we need to know is the numbers. So, okay, it's 2 and 2. And again, doesn't matter which, so there we are. Now we have the correct recipe. Just like that. Okay, there we go. Intelligent Apparatus next. That one's a bit more complicated, which is good, because I want to show you something that's, you know, not quite so easy. Well, also, I think this is as good a place as any to test out the sand. So, okay. So this is how you go and would automate one of these things. Or at least this is how I automate it. You can also do it with a comparator down the bottom and like a redstone signal that goes up to your beam cannon. If you do that, you probably want to shift the positions of your alchemy pedestals, and maybe with the beam cannon on the side. That'll make the wiring with the comparator much easier. Okay, and it looks like, that might have been too much sand, or too little sand actually. Oh, that's right. That is too little sand. So also an interesting thing, you can go and pull these off while the thing is running, and as long as they're present when it finishes, then it doesn't care. So okay, so yeah, it's actually 21 sand that you want. That's right. I was completely... Anyway, so 21 sand to automate this thing. Okay, I knew I was wrong about that somehow. I think you might be able to get away with 20, I'm not sure, but I think 20 was best. So, and of course, yeah, it doesn't check to see if it's run out of materials with this setup, which, you know, it would, well, if you're using like a comparator setup, then it would go and start, they would do like one failed attempt after it ran out of materials, and then it would stop. And this one, it'll just keep going, and it'll burn all the ember until it runs out until, you know, it'll burn all the ember until you turn it off. But turning it off is easy, you just take your sand back. Oh, this also requires Botania, an extra mod, which isn't in Embers. I guess I should have noted that. But just one of those little details. Anyway, there we are. Got a bunch of soul sand. I put way too much stuff in these things, but that's okay, don't worry about it. And... okay, so there's how you automate soul sand. Alright, now the intelligent apparatus here. This one is, well, it's useful for a number of things, but one of the most important is the Mnemonic Inscriber, which I will show you how to make. So, okay, do these there, these there, these there. I'm throwing in way too many again, aren't I? Anyway, little details. So let's budget for 16 attempts. I know it's not going to take that. 8? Yeah, I can do it in 8 attempts. There we are. So there's all that. I grab these back. Oops. We look up what Aspecti are in the recipe. Copper, lead, and silver. Okay, so we have three options now. Again, slightly more complicated. Copper, lead, and silver. So, you start out all the same, as usual. If you're clever, let's see, I'm pretty sure that's just the best way to do things. Maybe if someone's cleverer than me, they know a better way, but this one works for me, and it goes pretty quick. And I think it doesn't use that much materials either. So, let's see, this is for the last one. It can go away. And there we are. Failed attempt, but that's to be expected. So, what are we at? 1 copper. Alright. So, okay. So, you know, we have 1 copper here. And that's out. There we are. Let's see. Again, we have, let's see, 50-50, so we don't know which of those it would be on. I'm going to leave it on that one. And we do the rest lead. And we fire it again. Now, depending on how this goes, we'll know how many lead it takes. Okay, so now we went from 1 glowing light to 2 glowing lights. That means this takes 1 lead. Oh, also, because we don't have any pale lights, so that means we know that this copper is on the right ingredient. If it wasn't on the right ingredient, we would have a pale light. So, okay, where's the lead? I think 50% chance the lead is on one of these. Let's see. Yeah, 2/3 chance that the lead is on one of these archaic circuits. So, now we go to that. We have 2 things left, so that's 2 silver, and let's find out. Alright, what is it now? Okay, so 2 pale spots. So that means this lead, I think, is on the wrong thing. Well, which means by, what is the process of elimination? It needs to be over on here. So, okay then. So then this must be the correct one. Let me see, let me just explain how I know that. So, okay, so we know that this had 2, this had 2. Yeah, this had 2, so this one had one thing that's correct, and 3 that aren't in the recipe at all. And then this one had 2 that are correct, and 2 that aren't in the recipe at all. And this one had 2 that are correct, and 2 that are on the wrong ingredient. And we know, well, let's see. We know that one of these would have to be one of these glowing dots, and that means that one of these would have to be switched. I'm not good at explaining that. Sorry. I don't know how to explain that better. But as you can see, here's the intelligent apparatus. Now, a neat thing we can do with this is pick one of these. I need a crafting table too because it's creative. So let me just grab one of those. Put down there, put that down. Here we are, Mnemonic Inscriber. Now, Mnemonic Inscriber is a handy little tool. You slap it on the side of the exchange tablet like so. You take paper, put a paper in, and now we run our recipe again. And whenever you have paper in the Mnemonic Inscriber, and you do a correct recipe, one that actually works, then we will get a thing. There we are. Okay, we get an alchemical note, and if you look, you can see it shows you what you make, and it shows you what the correct ingredients are. So we come over here, you can slap it down like that, nice and handy. Okay, so there's that. Let's do some more recipes. Adhesive. This is one of the simpler ones, but oops, I need to clear this out. Okay, give me a sec. So okay, so that goes there. I'm using way too much stuff again, aren't I? Okay. Honestly, for this one, 4, more than enough. Okay, so, oops, I need to get Aspecti correct. Maybe I should show you what happens, maybe next recipe. For now, though, so okay, adhesive, iron and lead. We'll start out trying iron, and there we are. Again, we start out all the same type. In this case, I think there's literally only 3 possible ways that this recipe could go. So, this one is almost trivially easy. But, okay, 1 iron. So we know that it has 1 iron, and we know that it has 1 lead. That's about it. Yeah, again, this one's really easy. So, there it is. Shouldn't have budgeted for more than 2 tries there. Oops. Lesson learned. Okay. Yep, there it is. Adhesive. Okay. So, there's that. What's next? Oh. Did I remember to do a thing? I did not. Oh well. Again, that one's so easy. Well, yeah, if I were doing this for real, I would get one. I'm not gonna worry about here though. So, okay. So what do I have here next? Isolated Materia. Okay, this stuff's a bit more interesting. A bit more challenging, hopefully. Let's see. So, okay, iron, lapis, clay, iron, quartz. Okay. And I'm doing way too much stuff. Alright. Lapis, clay, iron, quartz. I'm going to go ahead and start off. So, okay, yeah, it calls copper, iron, lead, silver. If we did dawnstone, I mean, I could show you, it would just be 0 lights lit up. So, not terribly exciting. So, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and start out with copper. Simple enough. Oh, I grabbed 4 of these when I only need 3. That's fine. Here we are, same as last time, except I need to get rid of this thing. But, okay, so no copper in this recipe. Given we have 4 options, that's not crazy, but simple enough. So, okay, now we try iron. Alright, how much iron? No iron? Huh, okay then. Now we try lead. How much lead? 1 lead. Okay, so 1 lead and 2 silver. We have no idea which of these things the lead is on. I'm going to guess randomly that it's that one just because it's convenient. We'll find out if it is or not. Okay. Alright. So 1 of these is correct and 2 are incorrect. No idea which. Let's see. In retrospect, actually what I should have done that last time, I should have tried it with I should have done 2 of one of these ones that we knew wouldn't be in it, so then I would know precisely. Yeah, okay, what is it? I made a mistake with my own principle there. I tried to guess instead of directly testing something that would be certain to give me more information, even if it failed. Okay, well, now I know 1 of these is correct, and 1 of them isn't. So, and I know, well, okay, I do know that this one has to be silver, and 1 of these 2 has to be a lead. So, alright, that's not terrible. Now, if I test that, it's either that, or it's with the lead over there. That's it. So, okay, that's not too bad. I think I could have done that in less tries. Yeah, I could have done that slightly more efficiently, but oh well. Mistakes are made sometimes. Yep. Okay. Well, alright, now I know for certain that the lead is there and the silver is there. So, okay. Oof. 5 failed attempts. Well, I guess I got kind of unlucky with that. That'll happen sometimes. But, and I usually do better than that. But oh well, I got the stuff. And of course, I forgot to do that again. Let's see. So let's do that so we can get our nice piece of paper. And in this world, I'm only doing this for the test, so it doesn't really matter. But if this were like an actual survival world, as I usually play, then I would definitely want that. But there we are. We get our paper. We get our materia, which of course I'm just going to throw away. But there we are. Okay, now we're getting through the main progression. So, Ember Crystal Cluster. This is one of the things you need if you want to do the main mod progression. I'm putting way too much stuff in again, but oh well, oh well. So, copper, iron, dawnstone. Okay. Again, same thing as before. We start out all the same. We hit the button. We'll go ahead and put a piece of paper in this one. Yeah, you can put it in the paper before you figured things out, and it's fine. If you get the recipe wrong, the paper will just stay there and it won't do anything. And it's not a problem. So, okay, also, take these and send them away. Now I take this. There we are. So, okay, 2 copper. Cool. And I'm going to guess, all in all, let's see, let's try that. Alright. Once again. Okay, no dawnstone. Now we have to figure out which of the, well, in this case, this is easy. We know that, it has to be this swaps with one of those. So, that and that. Because again, it doesn't care, it doesn't care which, these 3, again, these are all interchangeable. It doesn't care which Aspecti is on which Ember shard, just as long as it has the right number overall. So, this and this are identical. And there we are. And if I understand correctly, that is guaranteed to be the correct recipe. There it is. Cool. Here we take our alchemical note, slap that down. These can go, these can go. I put way too much stuff in once again. Lessons learned. Okay. Now, let's see. Wildfire Core. Again, slightly harder, but where are we? But okay, let me see. Wildfire Core. So, ancient motor core in the middle, amber crystal on the side, dawnstone above, copper to the other side. Oh, and we have everything but lead. And Aetherium, I guess. So, that. Once again, I'm putting in way too much stuff. Let's see, 8 tries. That's definitely enough. And there we are. So, okay. Let's, just to shake things up once, let's try starting out with all Dawnstone. See what happens. Oh, I guess we can throw that in there too. Okay. What have we got? 1 Dawnstone. Okay. I'm going to guess that one. Now let's try all silver. Or, you know, silver and the remaining number. See what that gives us. Okay, 0 silver, and also, because our light is pale, we know that the this Dawnstone thing is on the wrong one. So, these can all go away. This can go on something that's not 1 ingot. Alright, we'll try that. Next up, we have copper. Let's try copper on the rest of these. Let's see what we get. Okay, there we go. So now we know we have the Dawnstone on the correct one. We know that we have 2 copper, and that they're on the correct one. And then we know that we have 1 iron here. And I'm going to guess that the iron goes on one of these. Let's find out. There it is. Okay. And while we're at it, we got this thing too. Okay. Let's see. And that's the, well, most of the main progression. We also, this is actually a much easier recipe. So, we'll get this in like 2 tries, I think. Yeah, this is literally going to be like a 2-try recipe. Unless I'm stupid. But, that's okay. Yeah, let me see actually. Yep, Dawnstone and lead. So, yeah, this is literally going to be a 2-try recipe. But that's okay. That's alright. So, here we have it. Put it in fresh paper. Now, let me see here. Take this. Okay, so it's 1 Dawnstone, 2 lead. And because it's, you know, all the surrounding materials are the same, we don't even need to shuffle around to figure out which is which. And there it is. Cool. So, okay, cool. There's that sort. Okay, here we get into, well, now we get up into slightly harder recipes. So, this is from Aetherworks. It's an add-on mod. And, if we take a look, I forgot to do the center thing for this one. Didn't I? Well, not a problem. I don't actually need nearly that many. Let me see here. Yeah, so this, I think I can do this. I think I can do this in 5 tries. Let's budget for 6, just for to have a margin of safety. Cool. So, okay. There's 6 things, as usual. Again, start out all the same. Just like that. Oh, man, I shouldn't have given myself more than 2 tries. This is an easy one. What was I even thinking? Oh, well. Yeah, in this case, because they're all the same, like, I literally just need to know the numbers. I don't need to know positions or anything. So, yeah. Well, that's embarrassing. Anyway, silly mistakes. Yep, so 2, that means it's 3 copper. I don't even need to know where they are, because it's all the same. So, okay. Oh, yep, there it is. As I said, 2 attempts. Well, as I said later. Now, let's try this one. Slightly more complicated. But again, let's see, actually. Okay, silver, Aetherium, Dawnstone. Okay, right, silver, Aetherium, Dawnstone. Let's see, how many attempts here do I want to budget for? I think I can do this one in 6 attempts. Let's budget for 8, just in case. Okay, so, let's do Aetherium. Once again, we start out all the same. We put in a piece of paper, and we see what happens. Alright, let's see what it is. 2 silver. So, okay. I'm going to guess it's 1 silver in each. Let's see. Which is actually not... Huh. Let's see. If I was clever, there's probably a way to get more information here than I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, I am doing the whole guessing instead of testing. But okay, I'm not that clever, so oh well. I'll get some information here, even if I'm not... Yeah, I know I'm not doing it as efficiently here as I could be. But that's okay. So, alright, where are we here? Okay. 2 silver. Now I know it has 2 Dawnstone. I'm going to guess... Okay. I'm going to guess that, what is it? One of these things, because I've got 2 Dawnstone on those things. Yeah, on the amalgams. So I'm going to guess that one of those is the Aetherium. Yeah, I am guessing here instead of testing, but, well, it's okay. Eliminating a single combination isn't a terrible way to go forward, especially at this point. I do know I could be doing better, but oh well, you know, life's a process, and all that. Okay. So, pretty sure, yes, this is on the wrong one, and it needs to swap with something else. Not one of the silver ones. Oh, well, okay, yeah, that's actually pretty simple. There. 99% sure that's the correct combination. Yep, there it is. Okay. So there's that. 3 tries for that recipe isn't too bad. Let me see. Alright, what's next? Ah, here we are. Well, this is the last thing I'm going to try out. So, this is the hardest, I think just about the hardest recipe in the default thing. I guess there's room to argue that. But it's a good contender at the very least. So, yeah, it doesn't actually matter which pedestal I put these things in, as long as they're all present. Yep. So, there's that. Okay, lead and dawnstone. So, this is one where I might theoretically want to take a different approach. I know it's going to have some number of lead and some number of dawnstone, and because every ingredient here is different, what it might actually be worth doing is going and starting out with something that I know isn't in the recipe, like iron, and then, yeah, I could do all of these with iron except for one, and have that one be either lead or dawnstone, and then I would know precisely whether that one was correct or not. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it that way, just to be different. So, okay. So, iron, not in the recipe. I'm going to put it on these things anyway. Yep, that's right. We know for certain that all 5 of these ones I just put on are wrong, which means this one, this last one, we can tell for certain whether that one is correct or not. Now, let's see. There's no point, well, I might as well put the paper in. So, okay, let's see. There's also, because we're only dealing with 2 different kinds, at a certain, yeah, once I've gotten through here a certain amount, then we can more or less know precisely how many of the other kind there are. So, let's see. This is actually a new technique for me. I've never done it like this before. But, okay, we know for certain that this one is lead. Now, we take this one. Let's try this one as lead and see what happens. Okay, and the second one we know for certain is lead. Let's try this one. Is that one lead? Okay, there we are. Okay, yep. Another one we know for certain is lead. Huh. Weird. Well, that's alright. Huh. If this ends up being all lead, I'm going to be feeling a little silly. Okay. Huh. Really? It does call? Well, let's see. Alright, here, let's try this one as dawnstone. See what happens. Ironically, guessing correctly, like this is actually giving me less information than if, well, that's okay. We're progressing. Okay then. Well, I'm going to guess this is dawnstone. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this is kind of brute force. Like, doing it this way, I guaranteed that it would take me exactly like 6 tries. Which, I mean, that's one way to do things. For this recipe in particular, I guess it's not terrible. I don't know, I think in the future, if I try this thing again, I'm going to do it the other way. So, okay. Alright, this last one. Let me see, which one was that? Iron? Yep. So, okay, so the iron is actually lead. Interesting. Well, yep. Yep, and there it is. So, okay, that is how you do Embers Alchemy. And, yeah, I will leave you. There are some extra tricks. This thing, what is it? I made it because the recipe was difficult. I don't actually recommend using this thing. Like, the what it's actually for is you slap it on the side of the thing, and, whoop, it lowers the requirement for the number that you have to get correct in exchange for giving you a flat percentage fail chance. So, I don't actually think that's good. I don't recommend using it, but it's a thing. I will also tell you there are various tricks with this. If you're in a multiplayer server with this mod, you can go and get correct recipes from other people. But be warned, there is also a trick for making fake recipes and giving them to people. So that's a thing. Also, there's a way to tell if a recipe is fake. I'll let you figure those things out for yourself. It's just some of the things. Only relevant in multiplayer servers, really. But, just a thing. Just a thing. Anyway, that's Embers Alchemy. Have a nice day.